Welcome to this overview of budgets in Azure Cost Management and how to leverage them to attain better control and accountability of your cloud costs. Budgets can be used to plan and enforce accountability across teams and to manage cloud costs and governance across all levels of the company. My name is Caitlin McCarty. Setting up accurate budgets and enforcing them through alerts and action groups enables companies to effectively track spending and stay on budget when running Azure and AWS workloads. With budgets, you can enforce accountability for the Azure services or entities that your organization consumes or subscribes to during a specific period. Budgets help you and others in your organization stay on top of your cloud spend relative to budget and to monitor how spending progresses over time. When the budget thresholds you've created are exceeded, notifications can be triggered to keep all stakeholders informed of excess spending. Companies can use budgets to compare and track spending, analyze cost, and hold managers, teams, and individuals accountable for cloud spend. Budgets are a great way to set up accountability through alerts and action groups, and when combined with policy enforcement, resource tagging, management groups, and cost allocation, it makes for a powerful set of tools to control, account, and manage cloud spend. The new budget creation experience is integrated into the Azure Portal to provide a seamless user experience. You can access the Budgets blade in the Azure Portal in a number of ways. From the Cost Management Overview page, select Monitor with Budgets option, and it will take you directly to the Budgets page in ACM for that selected scope. You can also get to the Budgets blade by selecting the Subscriptions option in the main page, then selecting the subscription you want and choose Budgets to open the Budgets blade for that scope. Another way to get to Budgets page is by browsing Resource Groups from the main portal page. Click on the Resource Group option to see a list of the resource groups under the selected subscription. Then select the specific resource group that you want, and this will bring you to the Budgets blade as well. Budgets can be created for any scope above Azure resources. And you can change a scope once you are in the Budget blade if you want to see budgets in a different scope than originally selected. It also applies to billing accounts, billing profiles, or a management group, leveled down to the resource groups running workloads. Please note, cost and usage data are typically available within 12 to 16 hours, and budgets are evaluated against these costs every 12 hours. To start setting budgets and alerts, begin by clicking on the Budgets option in the Cost Management blade of Azure Portal. Once there, click on the Add button in the Budgets page to create a new budget. Once the Budget blade opens, you are presented with both the ability to select the appropriate scope for this budget and to filter budgets based on standard cost management dimension. One of the most useful features of the budget creation process is the ability to apply additional filters to the budget and scope you selected. Filters allow you to create budgets on specific entities or a specific service. Any filter you can use in performing cost analysis can also be applied while creating a budget. Under the budget scope you have selected, click on the Add Filter pill to apply filters. You will be presented with a list of Add Filter by Dimensions and a list of Secondary Filter by options based on the dimension chosen. You can choose, for example, Resource Group Name is the primary filter by dimension and select multiple dimension members from the secondary list. Alternately, you can filter by tags, which is listed in the primary list below all the dimensions. Select tags, then select the tag you'd like. Then on the right, you can multi-select the tag values for the tag you want to include. Now, to fill in budget details, provide a unique name for your budget, specify the reset policy, which is typically set to monthly by default, and fill in the start and end dates. The budget forecast shown to the right, or sometimes below, helps in setting realistic budget amounts using past and future spend patterns for your selected scope, thus removing any guesswork. Finally, enter the amount. Once you have entered the right scope, applied the right filters, and the right budget amount, click Next. One thing to note, you must have the right permissions to be able to set budgets or see budgets. Specifically, you need to be granted Cost Management Contributor or Contributor RBAC roles. You are now brought to the Set Alerts blade, where you can configure alert conditions that send email notifications based on preset spend thresholds. For example, you can send an email notification to the application owner once the spend for the specific workload reaches 50, 80, or 100% of the spend limit. Once you are happy with this budget configuration, you can click the Create to create this new budget. When you create or edit a budget for a specific subscription or resource group scope, you can also configure it to call an action group when certain conditions are met. Action groups can perform a variety of different actions when a certain budget threshold or conditions is met. Please note, action groups and related actions can only be configured for subscriptions and/or resource group level budgets. The easiest way to access action groups is by clicking on the Manage Action Group link at the Set Alerts stage of creating a budget. Clicking on the link brings you to the Action Groups page. Here you can create an action group by clicking on the Add Action Group button at the top of the page. Here, you can give this particular action group a unique name, a short name, select the subscription group and resource group you wish to target. Next, you can name your action group and select from the action type drop-down list. There are many types of actions that can be taken, from running an automation script using Azure Runbooks to executing logic apps, webhooks, or firing the Azure functions. You can also set an action to send SMS or an email based on the alerts. These actions can perform operations outside the budgets and ACM scopes in general. In conclusion, Azure Cost Management's budgets is a critical tool for IT managers and organizations to control Azure spend and hold individuals and teams accountable. Cost control through budgets is a crucial component for maximizing the value of your cloud investment. Thank you for watching, and please see our other videos in the Azure Cost Management channel on YouTube for other Azure Cost Management related videos.